Oh my God, your birthday dress.
I mean,
I
it's
love
rainbow.
it.
There was a lot of, Mommy, you're so beautiful this morning. So not mad at that.
Oh,
Not mad at
honey.
that at all. Cheers.
Oh.
Hi everyone, this is my first time at Equinox. About how long do we wait for folks to join the breakout rooms?
Yesterday,
Welcome.
there were some problems, so I don't know if that's the case today. Imagine.
Erica, Dylan, and I are happy to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City while we pass the time and give folks a moment to join.
I would wait maybe like 2 more minutes tops.
Great. You all can still see the big PowerPoint? Okay, great, thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and get started if that's okay. And as other people join, we'll just, they can always catch up with us. Hi everyone, my name is Lara Khan. I am a data scientist working in the Accenture Federal Services Washington, DC studio. Thanks for joining me today as we're going to go on a journey about a new approach that we've created for reimagining the future of human-centered design, and we like to call it Make Believe with Math. Imagine being able to improve the moments that matter to customers by playing Make Believe with Math. Wait a minute, you might say. What does math have to do with 2020 Fjord Equinox? You might think as a designer, I thought my last math class was well in my rearview mirror. Today, I want to pose the question, what if math could be used to push the boundaries of how design is used by reframing problems? What if playing make-believe with math was something critical to the next generation of human-centered data and design solutions? Human plus machine decision intelligence is how we make believe with math at Accenture Federal Services in order to lower the amount of effort needed to make sound business decisions. It's a new capability within the Digital Studio Data and Design Group. Our approach is new to problem solving in the federal space by blending human-centered design with simulation to remove pain and add delight. Human plus machine decision intelligence provides an early validation for how changes affect outcomes using a digital twin. A digital twin virtually models real-world systems with what-if scenarios. Our test and learn approach to strategy helps clients achieve in the ambiguous. Human plus machine decision intelligence embodies the 2020 Fjord Equinox theme of alchemy, since we're creating something new by combining simulation with human-centered design. We are taking an experiment-driven approach backed up with math to test strategy and improve speed and confidence in decision-making. Today's problem spaces are too complex for traditional human-centered design approaches. The world and clients are disrupted too quickly to wait for the perfect strategy or answer from traditional methods from either design or data disciplines. Using a combined qualitative and quantitative approach, math and design can help clients move forward in a more sure-footed manner. Psychologist Carl Jung once said that the shoe that fits one person pinches another. Much like industry, each federal government agency is unique. Therefore, one size does not fit all. Change requires intentional decisions and critical thinking. Today's call to action is, how might we rethink how human-centered design can improve decision-making processes? In traditional simulation approaches, math is used to create models of what might happen in the real world. This is referred to as digital twins. Traditionally, these digital twins might mimic real-world business processes, but don't consider the role of people in these processes. Human plus machine decision intelligence includes the human experience for problem solving. Human-centered design techniques are used to determine the inputs for what needs to be represented in the digital twin. Human plus machine decision intelligence has the potential to better decision-making and is a continual process of translating a complex reality into using data, estimating parameters, and coming to a model output. We translate the qualitative user needs from human-centered design into quantitative variables to explore what-if scenarios in a digital twin representation of real-world operations. By making these changes to the digital twin, federal agencies and clients can understand how much new innovations and changes will affect their operations, therefore improving the customer experience while also meeting organizational goals, and in federal agencies' case, their missions to serve citizens. By using proven simulation techniques in new ways with human-centered design, clients can take a low-risk test and learn approach. Decision makers can create a culture of experimentation and see how much a certain decision will impact the organization. We understand that hurrying to experimentation is an important step in human-centered design. Human plus machine decision intelligence helps move through a series of problem-solving questions from answering what questions to what could it be to what will the impact be of that decision. Human plus machine design decision intelligence is about quantifying trade-offs in the range of possibilities by combining human-centered design and simulation. We attempt to answer how much change impacts organizations and people. Different types of simulations are ways to model processes with math to help critically think about this range of possibilities. Simulation techniques have been around for decades in the field of industrial engineering, saving clients money, creating efficiencies, and improving customer values. However, typical applications of simulation have been myopically focused on improving existing processes, optimization, and resource allocation, predominantly in physical spaces. They do not take advantage of the full creativity of service design or reimagine how we measure impacts in a digital world to people. At Accenture Federal Services, past attempts at simulation have fallen short in their ability to communicate client value. While efficiencies could be achieved through recommended changes, teams had difficulty telling the story for improved client and people impact. Simulation efforts within the supply chain practice often leave out how the human fits into the picture. We believe that augmenting existing service design with the simulation component provides a rigorous way to quantify impact on client processes with this human-centered approach. The combination of simulation and creativity, the ability to envision radically different solutions and focus on the customer with quantitative rigor in order to measure and analyze what-if scenarios. In order to deliver commercial-grade products and services to the federal government and the citizens in which they serve, federal agencies need an intentional way to decide which decisions to make. So we've developed a test and learn or think and do approach to strategy with decision experiments. This provides early validation in a low-risk environment. And this test and learn mentality allows us to reframe mistakes as discoveries and correct issues before they become costly problems. Our solution uses data in a new way within the field of design. Now that I've given you a little bit of background about what human plus decision intelligence is, let's take a look at a use case. U.S. federal government is the largest provider of benefits to citizens in the United States. Benefits are any type of adjudicated decision following a citizen's application. Our project tried to answer how might we reimagine the administration of federal benefits to improve the applicant, federal administrator, and provider experience across multiple federal agencies. We wanted to meet near-term needs and create a groundbreaking sustainable vision. Within the benefits administration ecosystem, we discovered stakeholders and institutions using human-centered design and form methodology. As you can see, this is a pretty convoluted process, as is, and there's lots of ways and interactions in which the customer and their experiences could fall through the crack. Our human-centered design process yielded 6 main themes, highlighting the needs, barriers, and pain points of applicants and administrators within the current ecosystem. For our new approach, we focused on number 6. Optimization is not core to the operation. And from that theme, we derive metrics to include in our simulation model. The presumption was that basic automation could take on simpler tasks. and that more sophisticated artificial intelligence could augment administrator assignments and workflow, such as how cases are routed, identifying patterns, generating predictions, spotting potential fraud, and other applications of AI. Business processes inefficiencies created an unnecessary burden for stakeholders, including the applicator and administrator, and of course, hampered the delivery of a better customer experience. One of our personas was Jill, who's a benefits administrator in the federal government. She wonders how much a new conversational artificial intelligence solution might affect the applicant wait time, processing costs of applications, and overall customer satisfactions. These outcomes are important to her, but she isn't sure how to experiment with variables and the operations that affect the outcome. Slogan you often hear in Silicon Valley is to fail fast, fail forward, and to fail often. And we believe this motto is possible in the federal government with our new approach. Rather than relying solely on institutional or personal knowledge, Jill can use results from this simulation and human-centered design approach to make smarter, data-driven decisions. Now, let me take a look at this simulation model to represent Jill's use case. Remember that Jill wants to experiment with how new conversational AI will affect wait time, processing costs, application throughput, and the new metric, customer satisfaction. These outcomes are what is important to her based on our findings from the discover phase of the project. As you may recall early in the presentation, I talked about simulation plus human-centered design as playing make-believe with math. We began the simulation model by creating the digital twin. We assume there are two main types of applications, which could be defined depending on the specific federal agency use case. It includes simple and complex, each of which is represented as a blue triangle in the model below. We assume there are 20% simple and 80% complex application types arriving at different rates into an intake part of the processing system. Applications then can either go to a station that uses artificial intelligence or to a station that doesn't use artificial intelligence. Applications then are forwarded either to a junior or a senior human decision maker with different levels of experience, and then finally a decision is made about the applications. All applications by law have to receive a decision. We ran 10 experiments testing these 8 variables in about 50 seconds using simulation software, though other simulation methods are possible. Given the aforementioned assumed system variables, the new conversational AI solution will decrease customer wait time by about 8%, decrease processing costs by about 30%, increase application throughput, or the number of applications that can go through the system, by 48%, and has potential to increase customer satisfaction by about 15%, since in our case, customer satisfaction was linearly related to the wait time. With this approach, Jill has the numbers along with her intuition to increase confidence in her decision and chooses to implement the new conversational AI solution. These models are the first attempt to answer the question, how much will a new solution affect what I and my customers care about? Other types of more granular questions could be answered with this or more complex mathematical models. Thanks for joining me today on this journey of using a proven simulation technique within the field of human-centered design. We hope that you can take away how new approaches and blending of two traditional fields such as simulation and human-centered design contribute to this talk and this learning theme within Fjord Equinox. We think this is a way to reimagine the human-centered design with a think and do construct, using whole brain, left and right thinking, the quant and the qual, to make strategy accessible and understandable for clients. Our approach is about elevating the consideration of experience in future casting and increases confidence for maximum impact. Some important takeaways are that we've used a systems thinking approach for framing decisions, and we've used visualizations and simulation models to more quickly simplify the complex. We've developed a test and learn approach with simulation. And finally, we've used our results to help clients make smarter decisions. So thanks for your attention. This is our team, and feel free to reach out to myself or anyone else on the team if you have questions. Thanks.